Welcome to a journey beyond silence. A journey into the hidden rhythms of the universe where stars pulse like beating hearts, galaxies drift in slow cosmic dances, and the fabric of reality vibrates with harmonics older than time itself. Tonight, you are listening to Theories Before Sleep, a place where the universe unfolds gently, one whisper, one idea, one story at a time. Here, we explore the mysteries that the cosmos keeps just out of reach, and we do it slowly, softly, like drifting across starlight. So before we begin, take a moment. Settle into your space, let your breath loosen, and if you enjoy calm journeys like this one, you are welcome to join this growing constellation by subscribing to the channel. Not for numbers, not for algorithms, but simply so you never miss another quiet voyage into the unknown. This is Theories Before Sleep, and tonight we listen to the universe itself. Because the cosmos is not silent. It has a rhythm, a pulse, a hidden music woven through every star, every atom, every moment of existence. And now our story begins in the first moments after the universe was born, when space was young, light had not yet escaped, and the cosmos played its very first note. Welcome to the music of the universe. Before light, before stars, before galaxies learned their shapes, there was only darkness, dense, hot, expanding darkness. A silent newborn universe, raw and wordless, unformed and fragile. And yet, inside that silence, something began to move. Not a sound that human ears could hear, not a vibration in the way air carries a voice, but a ripple in the very fabric of existence. A trembling in the newborn cosmos, like the first inhale before a great symphony begins. The universe was still so dense that matter and energy were tangled together, a glowing ocean of particles pushing and pulling, rising and falling in endless waves. These waves were the first music. Pressure ripples flowed across the early cosmos like vibrations across a cosmic drum. Every wave carved patterns into the plasma, shaping the places where galaxies would someday form, and the vast voids where nothing would grow. The universe was not silent, it was ringing. Imagine an ocean of light and fire so tightly woven that every motion created an echo, a universe where sound was not made of air, but of expanding space itself, the first harmonics of reality, the first cosmic notes. As the universe expanded, its temperature dropped just enough for these vibrations to stretch into long resonant tones, bass notes that filled the infant cosmos with structure. These tones were not random. They followed patterns, harmonious ratios, natural rhythms, waves that built upon each other to create order out of chaos. Even now, billions of years later, we can see the frozen remains of those vibrations in the cosmic microwave background, the faint glow left behind by the universe's earliest light, like the fossils of sound imprinted across the sky. The universe does not forget its first music, and neither do we. Hidden in that ancient hum is the blueprint of everything, the size of galaxies, their spacing, the rise of clusters, the formation of filaments that stretch across billions of light years. All of it began as vibrations in a glowing, primordial sea. The first symphony. As the universe continued to expand, the waves softened. The echoing plasma gradually cooled, allowing atoms to form hydrogen first, then a little helium, the quiet seeds of future stars. For the first time, the universe became transparent. Light escaped, and with that light, the music changed. No longer pressure waves inside a cosmic ocean. Now the music began moving into new forms, the vibrations of matter itself, the oscillations of gravity, the subtle trembling of the newborn stars. Stars had not ignited yet, but gravity was beginning to gather matter into the first dark clouds that would someday burn. These clouds moved, shifted, collapsed in great slow motion, and every collapse generated harmonics, gravitational resonances that rippled through space like whispers. Even the darkness was alive with rhythm. Star formation is not a quiet thing. It is a violent, turbulent dance, gas spiraling, compression, waves rising, shock fronts colliding. Each shock sent vibrations outward, pushing the surrounding gas into patterns that resembled cosmic chords. Deep, slow, planet-sized harmonics, echoing across light years. When the first stars finally ignited, they added their own voices to the growing cosmic choir. Stars are not still, they pulse. Inside each star, waves travel through plasma like sound in a bell pressure moving out and gravity pulling in, creating delicate oscillations that shape the star's brightness, its temperature, its behavior. Each star is an instrument. Massive stars produce low, deep notes, pulses so slow they could take hours to complete a single wave. Smaller stars sing higher frequencies, their pulses faster, more delicate. We cannot hear these vibrations with ears, but we can see them in the star's flickering glow. Every pulse, every tremor, every shimmering moment is a note in the grand cosmic scale. And then, as stars lived and died, the universe wrote new layers into its endless composition. Supernova explosions sent shockwaves crashing through space like the crash of cymbals, immense, blinding, transformative. The collapse of a star into a neutron core created vibrations so intense that entire regions of space trembled. And when two neutron stars collided, they produced gravitational waves, ripples in space-time that stretch and compress the universe as they pass through. These waves are the deepest notes the universe has ever produced. They travel for billions of years, carrying the memory of their origin, the last heartbeat of a dying star. The universe is a great instrument played by gravity and energy across unimaginable scales. Galaxies rotate with rhythmic motion, their spiral arms moving like slow cosmic arms sweeping outward. Clusters of galaxies drift together in giant harmonic flows shaped by dark matter. Even black holes, the darkest objects in existence, play a role in the music. When matter spirals into a black hole, it forms patterns in frequency and motion, like a bow drawn across a string, spiraling faster, vibrating tighter, until it disappears into darkness. This motion creates gravitational harmonics, deep, powerful, beautiful in their own way. As our instruments grow stronger, we will detect more of these cosmic tones, not metaphors, but real vibrations in the structure of space. The universe is not silent. Silence is impossible in a place built on movement, energy, waves, and rhythm. Everything that exists has a frequency. Even atoms vibrate. Their electrons occupy standing wave patterns around the nucleus, little quantum harmonics that build every shape in existence. Matter is vibration. Time is vibration. Energy is vibration. Reality itself is a song. Every step the universe takes is a submeasure in a symphony still being written. From the first trembling waves in the newborn cosmos, to the gentle heartbeat of stars, to the deep drums of gravitational waves echoing across eternity, this is the music of everything. The universe does not speak, it resonates. And tonight, as you drift deeper into this cosmic quiet, you are hearing something ancient, older than galaxies, older than light, older than the sky itself. You're hearing the first song ever played. The universe continues to sing it, softly, endlessly, everywhere, and its rhythm drifts through you now, a vibration older than time, still echoing in the heart of everything that exists. The universe continued to expand, stretching its early harmonics into longer, softer waves. What began as fierce, dense vibrations slowly became gentler, more delicate, more spacious. Imagine a drum that is struck once and left to ring out across the ages, its echo travelling farther and farther until it becomes a whisper too subtle for any ear to hear. This is how the universe evolved. The first cosmic vibrations grew wider, slower, filling expanding space with the long, lingering afterglow of creation. The early waves did not vanish, they spread, they softened, they stretched into the background fabric of reality itself, and some of these waves became the scaffolding for galaxies. The places where vibrations piled together became the seeds of structure. The places where vibrations cancelled became voids, empty cosmic valleys stretching for millions of light years. Even emptiness was shaped by sound. Every galaxy you've ever seen, every spiral, every cluster, every glowing star city rotating in perfect cosmic balance was formed by ancient waves that rippled through the newborn universe. Waves wrote the architecture of everything, and still today, billions of years later, galaxies rotate in quiet rhythm, not randomly, but in gentle spirals that echo the patterns of those ancient harmonics. If you could float far above a spiral galaxy, watching it sweep outward like celestial wings, you would see not chaos but choreography. Each star moves in harmony with all the others, not following the same path but following the same rhythm. Galaxies are cosmic dances set to a music we cannot hear, yet somehow we feel. The farther we look, the more patterns appear. Clusters of galaxies move along invisible lines, strands of the cosmic web filaments shaped by dark matter that itself behaves like a silent resonant field. Dark matter does not glow, it does not shimmer, it does not reveal itself in light or heat or radiation, but it responds to gravity. It vibrates in subtle, massive motions over unimaginable distances. It forms waves so large that galaxies float within them like dust motes in a tide. The universe has structure because invisible matter formed invisible harmonics over billions of years. And through it all, gravity remains the conductor. Gravity shapes, orbits. Gravity creates rhythm. Gravity defines tempo. Gravity is a force, but it is also a timing mechanism, a cosmic metronome guiding the slow dance of the cosmos. Even at the scale of planets circling stars, this rhythm is present. Each orbit is a frequency, each revolution a repeating pattern, each planetary year a great looping tone drawn across space. If human ears could hear orbital motion, the solar system would be a choir. Mercury, quick and restless, a fast flickering note. Earth, steady and calm, a middle tone carried across the ages. Jupiter, deep and slow, a low, resonant hum guiding the rest with its gravity. And beyond, Neptune, a distant icy whisper, completing a single circle in nearly 2 centuries. Even moons play their own part. Some whisper, subtle harmonic pushes into their planet's cores. Some create tidal rhythms that shape oceans, heat, and even the potential for life. Every movement echoes a deeper order. The closer you look, the more the universe resembles a grand instrument, its strings stretched across galaxies, its drums forged from stars, its choir sung by planets and quantum waves. Even black holes, those regions where space collapses into silence and shadow, are part of the cosmic music. When 2 black holes spiral toward each other, their paths tighten into a final accelerating dance. space stretches, space compresses, and in the last moment, just before the merger, the universe releases a brief, powerful vibration that ripples across billions of light years. A deep cosmic note that passes through everything, through planets and stars, through dust and nebulae, through us. So faint we do not feel it, so ancient it carries the weight of dying suns. We hear it with detectors, we see it in data. But its truth is simpler. Even silence can be music when space itself is the instrument. As the universe grew older, its music changed again. The dense, fiery notes of its earliest era softened into slow, gentle harmonics. Light became more structured, matter more differentiated, stars more mature. The cosmic orchestra gained nucleus nebulae that shimmered, galaxies that spun, clusters that drifted in massive quiet arcs. Through every transformation, one theme remained. Everything vibrates, everything moves, everything resonates. On the scale of atoms, electrons form standing waves, delicate, shimmering vibrations that determine the shape of everything that exists. On the scale of reality itself, quantum fields ripple in endless fluctuations, their tiny tremors giving birth to particles that flicker in and out of existence. Even the vacuum, the empty space between galaxies, is alive with constant motion. The universe cannot be still. Stillness is impossible in a cosmos built from waves. Everywhere there are cycles, patterns, oscillations, the rise and fall of starlight, the swirl of galaxies, the trembling of quantum fields, the whisper of gravitational waves. This is the true essence of cosmic music. Not sound, but movement. Not melody, but harmony. Not rhythm, but resonance. And you are part of it. Your atoms vibrate with quantum frequencies. Your body glows with infrared waves. Your heartbeat follows universal patterns, found in stars. You are made of the same music as everything else. You are a chord in the cosmic symphony. And as you rest, as you breathe, as you fall gently into the quiet of sleep, the universe continues to sing around you, a song without beginning, without end, written in the language of waves. A story told in vibrations, a lullaby carried by starlight. This is the first part of that story, the beginning of the music of the universe. The music of the universe did not stop with the first stars or the first galaxies or the first clusters forming like bright islands in a dark sea. It continued to evolve as the cosmos grew older, colder, wider, like an orchestra adding new instruments as the composition unfolds. And in the quiet spaces between galaxies, the music became something else, something softer, more spacious, more meditative. There are regions in the universe so empty that a beam of light can travel for millions of years without touching a single particle. Yet even these voids have frequencies. The very fabric of space can stretch and contract in ways too subtle to see, too slow to feel, but always present. Space is not silent. It gently fluctuates, breathes, shifts. Every expansion of the universe is a long, slow note. Every ripple in dark matter is a quiet vibration. Every movement of galaxies is part of a vast cosmic tempo, measured not in seconds, but in billions of years. This is music on a scale so immense that human thought barely brushes its surface. And yet, when you step back far enough, things begin to make sense. The rotating spirals of galaxies mirror the curves of sound waves. The distribution of stars echoes the spacing of harmonics. Even the cosmic web itself, stretching across the universe like glowing threads on a black tapestry, resembles the vibrations of a struck string, frozen in time. Everything we see, every pattern, every structure, every rhythm is the result of waves interacting, interfering, and shaping matter. The universe builds beauty through vibration, and every vibration comes from change. Stars are born because clouds collapse. Galaxies form because matter flows. Light travels because space itself allows the wave to move. Change creates motion. Motion creates rhythm. Rhythm creates harmony. Harmony creates structure. And structure creates the universe. There is no point at which the universe stops singing. Even when stars die, their remnants continue to vibrate. Neutron stars spin hundreds of times per second, their magnetic fields pulsing in perfect tempo. White dwarfs cool slowly, their fading heat a whisper of the energy they once held. Even planets silent, frozen, wandering carry the faint memories of ancient collisions and slow, gravitational dances around distant suns. Every fragment of matter bears the imprint of a past vibration. Every photon is a wave of energy born at the moment of release. Every atom holds electrons that shimmer between probability states like tiny quantum notes. And you, your body, your mind, your heartbeat, are made of atoms that once vibrated inside stars, that once participated in the earliest cosmic harmonics. You are made of music, older than memory, older than silence, older than the sky. And as you listen, as you let your breath slow and your thoughts drift outward, you can feel the quiet truth beneath everything. The universe is not a collection of objects, it is a collection of motions. It is not a place, it is a process, a slow, unfolding melody playing across time. The galaxies you see in photographs are not frozen images, they are frames in a dance so slow that a single rotation takes hundreds of millions of years. The stars above you are not still. They are moving, pulsing, oscillating. Even the space between molecules is alive with quantum ripples. Stillness is an illusion. Silence is an illusion. What you call empty space is filled with fields that vibrate endlessly, even at absolute zero. The vacuum itself has music. It hums with possibility, with virtual particles appearing and disappearing in silent rhythms we cannot hear but we can measure. This is the foundation of everything. You are resting in a universe that has been singing since the moment it began. And the music continues through every moment of your life, through every thought, every dream, every heartbeat. As you drift deeper now, you'll feel the echoes of those early cosmic waves, the ones that sculpted galaxies, shaped space, and gave rise to everything that exists. They are still here, still resonating, still travelling across the endless darkness. You are hearing them now in the quiet of your mind, a deep ancient rhythm woven into the fabric of reality, a lullaby older than stars, a vibration older than time. This is the beginning of the great cosmic symphony, the first chapter of the music of the universe. The early universe continued to expand, its first vibrations stretching into longer, softer waves that drifted outward like ripples on an endless ocean. And as billions of years passed, these ancient harmonics, the quiet architecture of creation, became the background upon which new forms arose. The music of the cosmos did not fade, it transformed. Every star that ignited added a new voice to the growing symphony. Every galaxy that spun became another wheel of rhythm. Every cluster that drifted added a slow, gravitational tempo to the grand composition. And across this vast darkness, there remained one truth. Wherever there is movement, there is music. Wherever there is resonance, there is meaning. Wherever waves converge, there is creation. Even in the smallest places on worlds hidden in shadow, around stars unseen from Earth, the cosmic rhythm continues. The rise and fall of tides, the spiral of storms, the shifting of magnetic fields, the slow rotation of a planet toward and away from its star. Every movement is part of the deeper flow that began at the dawn of time. And as life emerges, whether here or on distant planets, those rhythms influence thought, memory, emotion, awareness. We often imagine ourselves as separate from the universe, watching it from the outside, looking toward the stars as if they are distant and unreachable. But you are not separate. You're not a visitor. You're not an observer. You're a participant in the same cosmic frequencies that shaped galaxies, that sculpted light, that gave birth to the very atoms in your body. Your breath follows rhythms older than Earth. Your heartbeat echoes patterns found in starlight. Your brain waves mirror the oscillations of the world around you. Your body is a quiet instrument tuned by the universe itself. And when you lie here, letting your thoughts drift outward, you align with the slow, peaceful harmonics that have always existed beneath the noise of human life. The stars above you are not distant. Their light touches you in steady, ancient waves. Every photon that reaches your eyes has travelled across time, carrying the memory of its source. And beyond the light, beyond the electromagnetic waves, beyond the fields and particles, there are deeper tremors, subtle gravitational murmurs that connect everything into one enormous, graceful motion. This harmony exists even in the quietest places, the spaces between galaxies, the cold voids where no light travels, the silent expanses of dark matter. Silence is never empty. It is simply sound at a scale beyond our senses. And as you rest now, breathing slowly, letting the universe settle into you, you begin to feel the deeper truth behind all of this. You are living inside a symphony. Every moment, every place, every atom is part of the same unfolding composition, an ancient song that began in the first moments after creation. And that song moves through you still. You are a vibration in the fabric of reality, a quiet wave in an ocean of stars, a fleeting rhythm in a timeless melody. As your thoughts soften and your breath deepens, you can sense the connection between every star that has ever burned and the quiet pulse within your own chest. Both are echoes of the same origin. Both are chapters in the same cosmic story. Both are notes in the same endless music. And this music, subtle and ancient, continues to flow around you as you drift deeper into the comfort of this moment. Let the universe carry you. Let its harmonics surround you. Let its waves guide you like a soft tide. This is the music that shaped everything. The music that still vibrates in every corner of existence. The music that waits for you each night as you close your eyes and drift into the quiet. This is the music of the universe, and you are part of it. When the first stars lit up the darkness, the universe gained new voices, new tones, new waves, new rhythms that carried across the silent ocean of space. A star is not a still object. It is a living, breathing sphere of motion, a fusion engine whose surface trembles with pressure and whose heart pulses with rhythmic fire. Deep inside each star, waves move through searing plasma like ripples in a great cosmic bell. Some waves travel outward quickly, others slowly, but all of them interact in complex patterns that cause the star to expand, contract, vibrate, and glow in subtle, rhythmic cycles. These are not metaphors. These are real vibrations, oscillations measured in cycles per minute, per hour, or even per day. If human hearing could translate light into sound, every star would sing. massive stars would produce slow, deep, low-frequency tones like the distant echo of a giant drum struck once and left to resonate for ages. Smaller stars would produce higher, brighter harmonics like delicate chimes ringing softly in the background of space. Even our sun is constantly vibrating. Its surface ripples with millions of tiny waves that travel through its fiery layers and return in complex patterns. Some waves last minutes, others hours, all of them working together like a choir of frequencies resonating through a sphere of burning hydrogen. We cannot hear these waves, but they are there, measurable, detectable, beautiful. And each star's vibration is unique. A stellar fingerprint, a cosmic voice print, an identity. If you were to listen to 1,000 stars at once, if our instruments could translate their oscillations into sound, you would hear a vast, shimmering chorus spanning hundreds of octaves, a choir with voices as old as time. And then, layered beneath this stellar choir, comes the deeper music, the gravitational rhythms of entire galaxies. A galaxy is not silent. It is a rotating symphony. Billions of stars move in curved, harmonious paths around an unseen center. Their orbits form great arcs that sweep across space in slow, rhythmic patterns. A single rotation can take hundreds of millions of years so slow that to human thought it might seem still. But it is not still. It is motion beyond our scale, music beyond our hearing. The spiral arms of a galaxy move like fluid waves, shaped by density patterns that flow through the disk like cosmic harmonics. Waves that encourage stars to cluster in repeating structures that resemble the curves of a mathematical melody. Even the stars within a galaxy tend to arrange themselves according to hidden rhythms, structures defined by gravitational resonances, much like the way sound waves create patterns in vibrating sand. These are not coincidences. They are the result of the universe following its own music. Deep in the core of every galaxy, a supermassive black hole adds its own presence to the composition. Though black holes are dark and silent to our ears, their influence produces rhythms in the motion of stars around them. Matter that spirals inward toward a black hole falls in cycles accelerating, slowing, curving, and collapsing in patterns so precise that scientists can predict their frequencies. Accretion disks, swirling rings of gas, glowing with enormous heat, produce quasi-periodic oscillations that rise and fall like a distant, steady drumbeat. Even the jet streams fired from black holes pulse in strange, repeating intervals that resemble cosmic heartbeats stretching across millions of years. The center of a galaxy is a massive resonator, a source of gravity so strong that it shapes the orbits of entire star systems. And through all these layers, the stars, the nebulae, the spirals, the black holes, the dark matter filaments runs a theme. Nothing moves without rhythm. Nothing exists without oscillation. The universe is a collection of overlapping and interacting frequencies, some fast, some slow, some subtle, some violent. But all of them are connected in ways deeper than we can easily see. Imagine floating between two galaxies. At such a scale, the vibrations of stars and the spiraling dynamics of galaxies combine into waves so long, so deep, so profound that they could take ages to complete. Now imagine drifting into a cluster of galaxies. Here, gravity becomes the conductor of even larger harmonics waves that extend through millions of light years as galaxies move, collide, and remix their stars like massive chords shifting slowly into new arrangements. The universe never holds one note for long. Even now, galaxies are merging in slow-motion dances that give rise to new rhythms. When two galaxies collide, their stars rarely touch, but their gravitational fields intertwine in waves that ripple through both systems. These interactions produce turbulence on a cosmic scale, waves of motion, waves of light, waves of gravity. The sound of galaxies merging would be impossible to hear the frequencies too low, the cycles too long, but if it were audible, it would be a deep, resonant roar stretching across billions of years. The music of stars is high and shimmering. The music of galaxies is slow and deep, and beneath both is the great rumbling primordial baseline of gravity itself. Wherever mass moves, space-time flexes. Wherever space-time flexes, waves travel. Wherever waves travel, the universe sings. Even when nothing seems to be happening in the quietest places between galaxies, the music continues. Dark matter vibrates in slow, massive harmonics. Dark energy pushes everything apart in a silent crescendo that grows stronger with every passing age. Everything you see and everything you don is part of this cosmic harmony, and you, lying here in the quiet, breathing slow and steady, are made of the same stardust that once vibrated in the hearts of ancient stars. Your atoms carry the memory of supernova explosions, cataclysms that sent shockwaves ringing through space. Your body is built from elements formed in cosmic furnaces whose vibrations echo through you still. Your heartbeat follows rhythms written by the universe itself. Your breath moves in cycles older than humanity. Your mind drifts in patterns shaped by the very physics that governs the stars. You're not outside the music, you're inside it. You're made of it. As part 2 draws to a close, let yourself sink deeper into that truth. The universe is not merely observed, it is felt, it is lived. And right now, you're aligned with its ancient harmony, a harmony unfolding across billions of years, echoing through galaxies, flowing through the darkness, and resonating quietly within the atoms of your body. This is the cosmic choir, the music that fills the universe, and it continues into the next chapter. And yet, even with all the structure we see across the sky, the spirals, the clusters, the dark rivers of dust, there is a deeper order beneath it all. An order that only reveals itself when we look not at single stars, but at the way groups of stars move together. Inside galaxies, there are regions where stars oscillate in synchronized motions, as if responding to an invisible rhythm laid down billions of years earlier. These are called resonant orbits, delicate gravitational harmonics, that keep stars dancing in predictable paths. Imagine a harp. Each string vibrates with a pure note, but when two strings vibrate together, their combined motion creates new patterns, new frequencies, new richness. Galaxies are like this. Stars influence one another in subtle gravitational ways. Those tiny pulls and pushes build into greater waves that ripple across entire regions of space. And over millions of years, these waves sculpt the galaxy S-shape, the thickness of the disk, the curvature of the spiral arms, the brightness of the central bulge. A galaxy does not simply exist. It emerges from a cosmic rhythm. This rhythm extends far beyond the stars themselves. The massive halos of dark matter, the invisible scaffolding that holds galaxies together, respond to these vibrations too. Every ripple of matter, every flow of gas, every gravitational wave touches the dark matter field and sends faint echoes into the unseen structure. Those echoes move slowly, so slowly that a single oscillation could take 100 million years, but they add stability, balance, and pattern to the motion of galaxies. As you move farther out beyond the glittering disk of stars, Beyond the soft halo of gas, you reach regions of the galaxy that are so dark you might think nothing exists there. But even here, the music continues. Ancient star clusters, some older than the galaxy itself, drift in wide elliptical orbits. They move through the halo like tiny lanterns floating on a black ocean. Inside these clusters, hundreds of thousands of stars move together in a quiet rhythmic sway, a shared gravitational heartbeat set billions of years ago when the cluster first formed. Some clusters orbit the galaxy slowly, patiently, taking hundreds of millions of years to complete a single path. Others orbit in strange, tilted angles, crossing through the galaxy S-disk like distant visitors passing through a crowded city. These motions create waves of their own, subtle gravitational ripples that shape the halo of the galaxy over vast ages. Nothing in the universe is without rhythm. Even dust, those tiny grains of carbon and ice that drift between the stars, moves with purpose. They gather in swirling currents, flowing into nebulae where new stars will be born. And even inside these nebulae, waves of pressure move through the gas like shock fronts on the surface of water. These waves push matter together until it becomes dense enough to collapse into stars. Sound, or something like it, is forming stars everywhere in the universe. But the music grows stranger as you approach regions where gravity becomes extreme, places near collapsed stars, neutron stars and black holes. A neutron star is one of the strangest objects in existence. A single teaspoon of its material would weigh as much as a mountain. When neutron stars spin, their rotation is so precise that they behave like cosmic metronomes. Some spin hundreds of times per second, each rotation emitting a beam of electromagnetic radiation that sweeps past the Earth in regular pulses. We call these pulsars. Each pulse is like the beat of a drum, steady, quiet, enduring. Some pulses are so precise that they keep time better than the best atomic clocks on Earth. It's as if nature hid a perfect timekeeper inside the remains of dying stars. Farther in, near the edge of a black hole, matter begins to move in strange wave-like motions, spiralling inward faster and faster, until it reaches a zone where the laws of physics are stretched to their limits. Here, time slows, light bends, space folds inward, and the matter falling in begins to oscillate in patterns we can measure through its X-ray emissions. These patterns are like the dying notes of a cosmic instrument, the last vibrations matter makes before disappearing forever. As the black hole grows, its surrounding disk changes rhythm. Sometimes the pulses speed up, sometimes they slow down. Each motion tells a story about what is happening just beyond the event horizon. This region, this boundary between the known and the unknowable, is one of the most musical places in the universe. Not because it makes sound, but because it creates patterns, frequencies, oscillations that reveal the hidden geometry of space-time itself. The universe is telling stories through its waves, and if you listen carefully, you begin to notice that the rhythms of stars and galaxies mirror rhythms much closer to home. The cycles of seasons, the rise and fall of breath, the beating of a heart, the oscillation of thought, the rhythms of sleep. You are built from the same physics that govern stars. The calcium in your bones comes from exploding suns. The iron in your blood was forged in the death throes of massive stars. The very atoms of your brain carry the vibration of ancient cosmic waves. You're listening to the universe with the same material that once pulsed inside distant stars. When your mind grows quiet, when your breathing slows, You begin to feel a resonance between your body and the cosmos. It is not imagination. It is not metaphor. It is physics. Your body recognizes harmonic patterns because it is made of them. You're not a spectator standing beneath the night sky. You are part of the night sky, a fragment of star stuff that became aware of its own existence. And as your awareness softens, as you drift deeper into this moment, you can feel the slow, steady heartbeat of the cosmos itself, a rhythm so ancient, so vast, so gentle, that it carries you into sleep. You're a listener in an endless concert, a wanderer in an infinite symphony. This is the music of stars, of galaxies, of black holes, of gas clouds and dust, of gravity and time, the music that shapes the universe. And as you breathe, as you rest, you join this music in the most natural way, quietly, softly, completely. There are moments in the universe when matter moves with such unimaginable force that space itself begins to tremble. Movements so powerful they do not send shockwaves through air or through water or through gas, but through the very fabric of reality. These are gravitational waves, ripples in space-time born from the most violent and beautiful events the universe has ever witnessed. They travel outward in every direction, passing through galaxies, through clusters, through nebulae, through stars, and finally through you. The universe itself is vibrating around you all the time. Most waves are too faint to ever be noticed. They stretch distances by smaller amounts than the width of a proton, but they are real, and they carry memory. They carry the history of events so ancient they occurred long before Earth formed. They carry the imprint of cataclysms so powerful that even space could not stay still. The story of these waves begins long before galaxies looked like spirals in the night sky. It begins with the first massive stars giants of hydrogen and helium that burned hot and fast, living brief, luminous lives before collapsing inward under their own gravity. When these colossal stars died, their cores imploded with unimaginable force, compressing matter to the density of atomic nuclei. In that instant, space-time trembled. The star collapsed not in silence, but in a deep, low vibration that rippled outward for billions of years. These waves did not fade. They simply stretched as the universe expanded. Some of the gravitational waves moving through space today began their journey near the dawn of time long before galaxies took their final shapes. As these waves travelled, they passed through forming clusters, through swirling disks of gas, through merging galaxies, and each time they encountered matter, they left the faintest echo, a gentle stretching, a subtle compression. We cannot hear these waves with our ears, but if we could, the universe would sound like a deep cosmic ocean of slow, rising tones. For billions of years, these waves travelled unnoticed, until one day, two black holes each, the remains of ancient stars, drifted close enough to fall into a spiralling dance. They orbited each other faster and faster, drawing closer with every revolution. Their motion stretched space, their gravity twisted it, their approach accelerated time, and as they spiraled inward, they released the purest gravitational wave the universe could create, a sharp, rising note that travelled across 1 billion light-years before reaching Earth. It was detected as a tiny, momentary vibration less than the width of an atom. But within that tiny tremor was a story written by a pair of black holes long dead. A story of motion, of collapse, of union. A story of two singularities becoming one. That detection was the first time humanity heard the deep music of space-time. But it was not the last. Now, with each passing year, we detect more waves, each one message from the distant past. Some come from neutron stars, dead cores of massive stars spinning so quickly they blur the space around them. Others come from black holes of unimaginable size, millions of times the mass of the sun, colliding in slow-motion dances that last millions of years. Some waves are faint and steady, like the low hum of a distant ocean. Others are sharp and brief, like a bell struck once in the darkness. But all of them reveal something profound. The universe never stops moving. Even when everything seems still, space itself is lifting and falling in wide, gentle breaths. When you lie down and feel the quiet around you, you're resting on a sea of invisible waves. They pass through your body, through your room, through your world, without you ever noticing, and yet they connect you to distant galaxies, to dying stars, to cosmic events older than Earth. You're made of atoms created in stars, but you're also surrounded by the vibrations left behind by the universe, our most powerful moments. Every gravitational wave is a memory moving through time. The universe does not store memories in books or images or recordings, it stores them in motion. In these waves, we learn something that changes everything. Gravity is not just a force, it is a language. It speaks through curvature, through motion, through waves that travel forever. And if you listen carefully, not with ears but with understanding, you begin to hear the deep notes that bind the cosmos together. Imagine drifting near the edge of two merging galaxies. The gravitational waves from their ancient collision would pass through you as slow rhythmic pulses. You would feel space stretching and relaxing in a timeless pattern. Imagine floating near a cluster of stars surrounding a black hole. The gravitational oscillations would ripple through the cluster, creating waves that move through space like the tides of a cosmic ocean. Imagine, if human senses allowed it, hearing space-time itself vibrate. The deep notes of black hole mergers, the mid-range hum of neutron stars spinning, the high, delicate flicker of gravitational waves from early cosmic turbulence. Together, these sounds would create a harmony that spans the entire spectrum of existence. A cosmic scale so vast that its lowest notes take billions of years to complete a single cycle, and yet every vibration affects everything. Because waves do not stop, they do not fade into nothingness. They travel, they stretch, they interact with the matter and energy that fills the universe. Every gravitational wave is a whisper from something enormous, a quiet message from the depths of space. When you close your eyes, when you breathe slowly, when you allow your thoughts to settle like dust on a quiet forest path, you begin to align with the same calm rhythm the universe follows. The slow expansion of space, the gentle pull of galaxies, the unhurried pulse of cosmic waves passing endlessly through the dark. These rhythms are not separate from you. They shape the space you live in. They shape the atoms that built your body. They shape the chemistry that allows you to exist. And as you drift deeper now, you might sense something subtle, a connection between your own quiet rhythm and the pulse of the cosmos. Your heartbeat, steady and soft, is an echo of the gravitational cycles that form the stars. Your breath, slow and gentle, mirrors the rise and fall of ancient waves stretching across the universe. Your consciousness, floating lightly in the space behind your eyes, is a ripple of energy and matter arranged by billions of years of cosmic motion. You're not just in the universe, you're made of the universe, and the universe, in its great quietness, continues to send waves into the darkness, waves you will never feel, never hear, never see, but waves that shape your world with every passing second. This is the deep music beneath everything, the low ancient notes that resonate through all of time, the pulse of creation still moving through the black sea of night. And this music continues into the next chapter. And as these waves travel endlessly through space, they do more than just move, they sculpt. Every gravitational wave, no matter how faint, carries energy, and that energy warps the path of matter in ways so subtle they might as well be whispers. But whispers, when repeated over billions of years, become stories. They change the alignment of stars, they alter the paths of planets, they stretch filaments of dark matter into shapes so delicate they resemble threads woven by an invisible hand. Imagine a violin string. Even the softest vibration leaves a pattern in the air. Space-time behaves the same way. Every passing wave leaves a mark on the cosmic fabric. Not a visible mark, but a history, a memory written into the subtle curvature of space. Some waves come from small events. A star collapsing into a neutron star, a white dwarf losing mass, a pulsar slowing its spin. These produce gentle ripples, soft, low-frequency murmurs that slip through galaxies without fanfare. Others come from titanic collisions, black holes devouring each other, neutron stars spiraling inward until they shred themselves apart. Supermassive black holes merging at the centres of galaxies in events so powerful that their waves resonate across cosmic time. These waves are loud, not loud in sound, but in distortion. They stretch and squeeze space with the force of stars dying, stars collapsing, stars being reborn as something darker, and the universe listens. Galaxy clusters shift imperceptibly as waves pass through them. Dark matter wakes, responding to the changes in gravitational tension. Gas clouds ripple, sometimes triggering the birth of new stars. The universe is alive with these faint tremors, a constant shifting, a constant shaping, a constant rewriting of the cosmic script. Some gravitational waves combine in strange ways, interference patterns that create moments of intense distortion followed by deep stillness. These patterns are like chords in music, multiple frequencies layered on top of one another to create something richer, deeper, more profound. Across vast distances, waves from different events meet and merge. A wave born from a black hole collision in a distant galaxy might intersect with a wave born from a neutron star merger on the opposite side of the universe. When these waves cross, they create new patterns, fleeting harmonies, in the silence of space. Every wave is part of a much larger song. And your world, this small blue planet spinning quietly in the dark, passes through billions of these waves every day. Most are too faint to ever be detected, but they are there. They pass through mountains, through oceans, through clouds, through your body, through the atoms in your bones. You are sitting in a sea of gravitational music that has been playing since before Earth existed. And though you cannot hear it, you feel its consequences. The stability of Earth's orbit, the balance of the moon, the slight wobble of the sun as planets tug on it in gravitational patterns. All of it is part of a cosmic rhythm set in motion long before life began. The waves shape everything. They guide the evolution of entire galaxies. They sculpt the distribution of matter across the cosmos. They even influence the clustering of dark matter, the invisible skeleton on which the universe hangs. In the deepest voids far from any galaxy, space still moves with the pressure of ancient waves. If you could float there in that impossible darkness, you would feel nothing. No light, no warmth, no noise, and yet space around you would quietly stretch and relax in cycles so slow they would resemble the rise and fall of breath. The universe breathes through gravitational waves. Every inhale is a wave born from creation. Every exhale is a wave born from destruction. Sometimes these waves carry stories of violence, the last moments of a star torn apart by a black hole. Sometimes they carry stories of creation, the first collapse of a gas cloud into a newborn star. Sometimes they carry stories of unimaginable age waves older than Earth, older than the Sun, older than the Milky Way. These waves are time capsules, messages travelling for billions of years to reach the present moment. Their language is frequency. Their message is motion. Their meaning is the simple truth that nothing in the universe is ever truly still. Everything vibrates. Everything moves. Everything sings. Even now, as you listen, gravitational waves are passing through you, subtle tremors carrying the memory of distant cosmic events. You're part of this ocean. You float in its depths without ever noticing. You drift with its tides without ever feeling them. But your atoms know. Your particles know. Your very existence is made of vibrations that echo the earliest harmonics of space-time. This is the deepest music the universe produces. No light, no sound, only motion, only resonance, only waves moving through the dark, carrying stories of events too vast to imagine and too distant to see. And yet those waves reach you. You're not separate from the cosmic symphony. You're one of its quiet notes, a soft vibration woven into a tapestry billions of years in the making. As you sink deeper now, as your breath slows, as your thoughts soften, you fall into alignment with these ancient rhythms. The universe has been waiting for consciousness to listen to its waves, and tonight in this calm moment you are listening not with ears, but with understanding. The music is not loud, it is not bright, it is gentle, subtle, everywhere. This completes the full chapter of gravitational waves, the deep notes that move through space-time and shape the cosmos. The universe is singing. And this is only one voice in the endless harmony. Before the first stars formed, before galaxies spiraled, before black holes stretched space-time, the universe was filled with something stranger than matter and quieter than light. Fields, invisible, everywhere, all permeating fields. These fields are not objects. They are not particles. They are not forces in the way you feel gravity or see sunlight. They are the quiet background that allows everything else to exist. Imagine the universe before form, before stars, before motion, an endless ocean of invisible tension, a sea of quantum fields so subtle they vibrate even in perfect emptiness. This is the foundation of all cosmic music. Everything vibrates because fields vibrate. Every particle is just a wave rising from a field. Every atom is built from ripples on this invisible ocean. The quiet hum of the universe comes from these vibrations, the constant, delicate trembling of space itself. Even where you think nothing exists, the fields remain. Even in the deepest void where no molecules drift, where no photons travel, where no galaxies shine, the fields continue to shimmer. The vacuum is not empty. It is full of potential, full of trapped energy, full of gentle oscillations that flicker in and out of existence. These fluctuations are the quietest vibrations in the universe, the soft quantum whisper that never stops. Particles appear, disappear, and appear again in tiny cycles that last fractions of a second. These moments are the foundation of everything we see, and even though we cannot touch these fields, they shape the universe with incredible precision. There is the electromagnetic field, the field of light, responsible for everything we see, everything that glows, everything that burns. There is the gravitational field shaping orbits, curving space, guiding galaxies. There are nuclear fields holding the hearts of atoms together. And then the strangest of them all, the Higgs field. A field that fills all of space like a soft, unseen fog. It is the field that gives objects mass not by pushing or pulling, but by slowing things down, the way water slows a swimmer or wind slows a falling leaf. The universe is a place where mass is a byproduct of motion through a field. Even you only weigh something because your particles move through the Higgs field with resistance. If the Higgs field were turned off for even an instant, you would become weightless. Your atom would dissolve, your body would lose coherence. Matter depends on this invisible ocean. And this ocean has vibrations. Not the loud, dramatic waves of merging stars, but gentle, persistent tremors always present beneath the surface of reality. Every field has a natural frequency, a tone, a pitch, a resonance. Every interaction creates new harmonics. When two particles collide, their ripples spread. When energy moves, the field shifts. When forces act, the field vibrates. All of physics is the music of invisible fields, and you, here in the quiet of your mind, are part of that music. Every atom of your body is a bundle of vibrations in a field. Every thought you have is electrical motion, tiny ripples in the electromagnetic field. Your heartbeat is influenced by gravitational rhythms. Your warmth is the glow of particles interacting with the electromagnetic sea. Your existence is the result of an invisible architecture holding every piece of you together. You are woven from the quiet fields that structure the cosmos. When you breathe slowly, when you relax, when you drift into that soft space between wakefulness and sleep, you become more aware of your connection to that deeper world underneath everything. The universe is not built from objects. It is built from fields that ripple and flow in eternal motion. Some of these fields are calm, like oceans at rest. Others are turbulent, like storms beneath the surface. Dark energy is one of these fields, a gentle, uniform pressure that pushes space apart faster and faster with every passing moment. It is the most subtle, most mysterious field of all, a quiet force accelerating the universe toward an unknown future. Dark energy is the universe breathing outward. Dark matter is another field not made of atoms, not made of light, but made of something we do not yet understand. But we know one thing: it vibrates, it gathers, it oscillates, it forms halos around galaxies, guiding the movement of billions of stars. It shapes the cosmic web, interconnected filaments stretching across the universe like frozen waves. Without these invisible fields, no galaxies would exist, no stars would form, no planets would orbit, no life would emerge. Everything you see is a visible echo of an invisible world, and the deeper you go, the gentler the vibrations become until you arrive at the quantum foam itself, where particles flicker like tiny sparks and space-time dances in impossible ways. Here, the music becomes delicate, almost silent, a shimmering, trembling hum beneath everything. This is the root of the cosmic symphony, the quietest note, the smallest vibration, the origin of matter, energy, and existence. And yet there is something even stranger. These fields are not separate. They overlap. They blend. They resonate with one another in ways both subtle and profound. A shift in one field causes a ripple in another. A vibration in one corner of space echoes faintly across the universe. Everything is connected by these invisible harmonics. When a star dies, the electromagnetic field reacts. The gravitational field ripples. The Higgs field trembles for a moment. Quantum fields spark with sudden activity. The universe responds as one. As you listen, as your breath slows, you can imagine these fields surrounding you, soft, invisible layers of the cosmic structure. They are not threatening, not chaotic, not violent. They are calm, balanced, eternal, the quiet breathing of reality itself. The deeper you relax, the more you feel the truth beneath it all. You're not lying in a room. You're lying inside a universe made of invisible waves, rhythms, and fields. Your body rests in a sea of motion. Your thoughts float on electrochemical waves. Your heartbeat is a quiet harmonic in the architecture of life. You're made of the same fields that stretch across galaxies. You are part of the silent structure that holds the stars in place. You are one with the invisible harmony beneath everything. The universe is not made of matter. It is made of music you cannot yet hear, but you can feel in the stillness of your mind. This is the fourth chapter of the cosmic symphony. The quiet fields, the invisible architecture, the foundation for all that exists, and the music continues into the next part. And yet, even with all these invisible fields weaving quietly through space, there is something even more mysterious hiding beneath them, a deeper layer of structure, subtler than gravity, quieter than dark energy, more fundamental than quantum vibrations. It is the geometry of the fields themselves. The universe does not only resonate, it curves. Curves inside curves, shapes inside shapes. A tapestry of invisible forms that determine how energy flows and where matter gathers. The fields do not simply exist. They have patterns that guide the birth of galaxies and the motion of particles with delicate precision. Imagine the universe as a vast, flexible sheet. Every field is a tension on that sheet, a gentle pull, a soft push, a graceful bending of the fabric. These subtle bends control everything. A tiny change in the shape of the field can alter the path of a star. A small distortion in the curvature of space can shift the orbit of a planet. A delicate tension in the Higgs field can determine whether particles have mass or pass through each other like ghosts. The universe behaves as if it is constantly adjusting itself, tightening a thread here, loosening a knot there, smoothing the folds that emerge from the dance of dark matter, gravity, and quantum energy. It is not chaos. It is not randomness. It is orchestration. Each field plays its role with quiet precision. The electromagnetic field draws patterns of light across space. The strong nuclear field binds the hearts of atoms with fierce, compact rhythm. The gravitational field pulls galaxies into swirling spirals. The Higgs field slows particles with a gentle, omnipresent drag. Dark energy pushes space outward with soft persistence. Dark matter gathers into lattices that hold the cosmic web together, and these fields, though distinct, are tuned to one another like instruments in a cosmic orchestra. Even the slightest shift in one field echoes through the others. A star collapsing disturbs the curvature of the gravitational field. That disturbance ripples outward, subtly shaking the electromagnetic field, nudging the Higgs field, sending faint tremors into the quantum fields beyond. The entire universe responds to every motion, no matter how distant, no matter how small. This interconnectedness is what gives the cosmos its quiet stability. When you see a galaxy holding its shape over billions of years, what you're seeing is harmony, the perfect balance of invisible fields working together to maintain structure. When you look at the night sky, you are not seeing chaos. You're seeing the settled surface of an ocean of physics working beneath the stars. Even the emptiness between galaxies is shaped by these fields, a place where vibrations move freely without interruption. If you drifted alone in that darkness, far from any star, you would still be surrounded by the gentle hum of the fields. Gravity would stretch space around you in subtle curves. Dark energy would push delicately outward. Quantum fields would shimmer with tiny unpredictable flickers. The Higgs field would hold you together. Electromagnetic fields would pass in faint waves from distant galaxies you could never see. Silence there would not be emptiness. It would be fullness, the fullness of invisible structure that sustains all things. And as you float through that darkness, you would feel, not physically but intuitively, that the universe is not fragile. It is not on the edge of collapse. It is not chaotic. It is balanced, calm, steady, durable, like a grand instrument that has been tuned for billions of years. The more you look, the more the universe resembles a vast living pattern. Galaxies arranged in branching networks, clusters connected through delicate filaments, planets orbiting with precise timing, moons locked in synchronous rotation, particles vibrating with predictable properties. Everything follows rule and rhythm because the invisible fields bend in ways that demand harmony. The universe prefers balance. It seeks equilibrium. It follows the paths that maintain coherence for as long as possible. This is why stars burn steadily for billions of years, why galaxies hold their shape, why cosmic structures persist across unimaginable timescales. The fields guide everything. You may think these fields are distant, cosmic, far removed from you, but they are inside you. Every particle in your body is a vibration in a quantum field. Your mass comes from the Higgs field. Your warmth comes from the electromagnetic field. Your stability comes from nuclear and gravitational fields. Your existence is a standing wave in these invisible oceans. When you breathe, you move air. When you think, you move electricity. When you sleep, your cells communicate through chemical oscillations. All of it, every movement, every thought, every whisper of life is guided by fields older than stars. You're not separate from the universe. You're a pattern woven from its quiet fabric. As your body relaxes, as our mind sinks into the rhythm of sleep, you align more closely with the natural harmonics that shaped you. Your breath becomes slower, matching the gentle expansion of space itself. Your heartbeat softens an echo of cosmic cycles much older than human life. Your thoughts drift, following the flow of the electromagnetic field in your brain. The universe is not outside you. It moves through you. It resonates within you. It keeps you alive in ways so subtle you never notice the music. And as you settle deeper now, you become part of that calmer, quiet vibration in the architecture of fields that hold the cosmos together. The invisible world around you is not empty. It is full of structure, full of harmony, full of time. And this is only one chapter in the cosmic symphony. The next part dives even deeper into the grand design, long before stars were born, before galaxies swirled into spirals, before space expanded into a vast ocean. The universe existed in a state so small, so dense, so delicate that everything we understand as solid was nothing more than possibility. Not particles, not atoms, not light, not matter. just fields and fluctuations, tiny trembling waves inside an invisible fabric. This is the quantum realm, the deepest layer of reality, where the universe breathes in pulses too fast and too subtle for any human sense to notice. Every second, in every corner of space, the quantum world flickers. Particles appear and disappear. Energy rises and falls. Fields shimmer with constant motion. Nothing is still. Nothing ever rests. This quantum breath is the foundation of everything that exists. Even emptiness, the vacuum between stars, the darkness between galaxies, is alive with ceaseless motion. It seems impossible. How can nothing be full? How can emptiness move? But the quantum world does not follow the rules of our everyday lives. At the smallest scales, space isn't a smooth. It isn't a flat. It isn't a calm. It froths like water boiling, like fire trembling, like light flickering. This frothing is called quantum foam, a restless sea of fluctuations where particles burst into existence for less than a trillionth of a second. They flicker and fade, they shimmer and vanish. They leave behind no trace we can see, but every so often their presence changes the balance of the universe. It is as if reality is built from the quiet echo of things that appear and disappear before they can be observed. This quantum breath gives rise to everything. The particles of light photons are waves in the electromagnetic field. Electrons are waves in another field. Quarks are vibrations in yet another. Your body, your mind, every atom you have ever touched is built from waves coming and going in these fields. Even the mass of your particles is not fundamental. It comes from their interaction with the Higgs field. You exist because of a conversation between quantum waves. And yet, these waves are subtle, so subtle that we do not notice them until we slow down, quiet our thoughts, and allow our mind to drift closer to the rhythm of the universe itself. As you listen, your breathing slows, your thoughts soften. You begin to feel, in the silence, a connection to something deeper. Every breath you take is ordered by chemistry, but chemistry is ordered by electrons, and electrons follow quantum rules. Your heartbeat, steady and calm, is controlled by electrical signals, and those signals travel as pulses in the electromagnetic field. Your warmth is the glow of particles falling from higher energy states into lower ones. Your thoughts are arranged by quantum events inside neural molecules. You're a ripple in the quantum ocean, a pattern held together by vibrations that have existed since the first instant after the Big Bang. Imagine zooming in so deeply that you reach the level of a single electron. It does not sit still. It does not occupy one precise point. It is a wave, a probability cloud that flickers in uncertain motion. The closer you look, the more it shakes. The more you try to measure it, the more it slips away. This uncertainty is not a flaw. It is the music of the quantum world, a rhythm so delicate that even trying to listen changes the tune. Some particles, like electrons, are restless dancers. Others, like quarks, are bound together in rhythmic confinement, so tightly trapped inside protons and neutrons that they can never escape. Every atom in your body is a cathedral built on these rhythms. Electrons form standing waves around the nucleus patterns shaped by mathematics, patterns that determine whether hydrogen becomes water, or oxygen becomes fire, or carbon becomes life. There is music in the shapes of these waves, a quiet song that determines how the universe behaves. But the quantum world does not only shape atoms, it shapes time. Every pulse of a photon tells the universe how quickly time flows. Every vibration in a quantum field sets the rhythm for energy and motion. Even the passage of time depends on waves. On Earth, we measure seconds with atomic clocks devices that count the natural oscillations of electrons. If these electrons vibrated differently, time would pass at a different pace. The seconds of your life are built from quantum pulses that never stop until you stop. And even then, the pulses continue in the atoms you leave behind, in the heat you release, in the dust you become. Nothing in the universe truly ends. It only transforms. Every quantum fluctuation is part of a cycle. Every cycle is part of the pattern. Every pattern is part of the cosmic symphony. The universe is built from tiny motions that repeat endlessly in a silent dance. And yet, the quantum world contains the greatest mystery in all of physics, something so impossible we can barely comprehend it. Particles far apart can be connected instantly. This is quantum entanglement, a bond so deep that distance has no meaning. Two particles born together share properties no matter how far they drift. A change in one is reflected in the other immediately. It is as if the universe remembers their connection, as if space is not really space, as if all things are part of the same fabric folded over itself in ways we cannot see. Your atoms, your molecules, your thoughts are woven from entangled histories. Some of the particles inside you were once connected to particles in stars that exploded before Earth formed. Some were entangled with particles drifting in distant galaxies. When you move your hand, when you breathe, when you dream, the universe changes in ways too subtle for you to feel, but too real to be ignored. Entanglement is not magic. It is a reminder that the universe is more unified than it appears. You're not isolated. You're connected to everything. Connected to the first particles that flickered into existence. Connected to the stars that forged your atoms. Connected to the galaxies whose light travels for billions of years before reaching your eyes. Connected to the waves shimmering quietly in the quantum field all around you. As your body relaxes, as your mind slows, you feel the truth beneath all of this. Reality is not built from solid objects. It is built from relationships, from motion, from vibration, from harmony. Every piece of you is a wave in an ocean of waves. Every thought is a ripple in a sea of electromagnetic activity. Every moment of your consciousness is shaped by oscillations in quantum fields that have existed since the dawn of time. You're a momentary arrangement of ancient vibrations, a quiet pattern in the universe's endless symphony. And as you drift deeper, you feel yourself falling into alignment with the small, gentle pulses that weave reality together. The quantum breath is the softest breath of the universe. It carries the essence of existence in delicate ripples, too small to see but too powerful to ignore. It is inside every atom, every molecule, every action, every dream. It is inside you now, a whisper from the beginning of time, reminding you that you are part of something infinite, something beautiful, something alive. This is the quantum foundation of the cosmic symphony. The smallest movements, the deepest pulses, the origin of everything that was, is, and will be. And the music continues into the next chapter. Even as the quantum world trembles with restless motion, there is a stillness hidden beneath it, a strange calm beneath the flickering surface of possibility. It is here, in this quiet undercurrent, that reality makes its most important decisions. Every moment, the universe chooses between what could happen and what does happen, between the potential and the actual, between the infinite and the specific. This choice is not made by logic or by reason. or by anything we can see. It is made by probability, a soft, shifting balance of quantum waves interfering with one another in patterns so delicate we cannot observe them without changing them. Reality does not snap into place until a wave collapses, until an interaction occurs, until some tiny exchange of energy forces the universe to make a decision. Before that moment, a particle is not in one place. It is in every place its wave can reach. It doesn't have one path. It has all paths. It does not choose. It is choice, a cloud of possibility spread across space and time. This is not philosophy. It is physics. It is the strange, quiet law that governs the smallest scales of existence, and it connects you to the entire universe in ways you may never have imagined. When you look at a star, your eye absorbs photons that have been travelling for hundreds of years. The moment the photon touches your retina, its wave collapses. You become part of the universe's decision about where that photon existed. You are not only observing the universe, you are shaping it at the smallest scales. Every breath you take collapses the wave functions of trillions of particles. Every movement reshapes the flow of electromagnetic fields. Every thought rearranges quantum states in the neurons of your brain. You do not simply exist in the universe. You participate in its creation with every passing second. Every second of your life is filled with unseen choices made by the quantum world, choices that determine the structure of atoms, the stability of molecules, the flow of energy through your body. Particles leap between states in patterns that resemble breathing, a quantum inhale, a quantum exhale, an endless rhythmic exchange between energy levels. Even your DNA relies on quantum tunneling, tiny particles slipping through barriers that should be impossible to cross. The quantum world does not follow logic as we understand it. It follows harmony. Waves interfere, fields oscillate, particles dance between possibility and reality, like musicians improvising within the rules of a deeper cosmic structure. This deep structure, the quantum breath of reality, does not care about size. It does not end where atoms end. It continues into the vastness of galaxies. Astrophysicists once believed the quantum world belonged only to the small, and the cosmic world belonged only to the large. But now we know there is no boundary. Quantum effects shape the life cycles of stars. They govern the formation of black holes. They decide how particles escape from the edge of the event horizon. Even the expansion of the universe may be driven by quantum fluctuations in the vacuum, tiny ripples magnified by cosmic inflation into structures stretching across galaxies. The vast comes from the small, and the small is influenced by waves so long they stretch beyond the horizon of the visible universe. Reality is not divided into scales. It is one connected fabric where quantum pulses and cosmic tides flow into one another with perfect continuity. Imagine drifting in the depths of intergalactic space, far from the warmth of stars. Out there, the quantum breath of reality is gentle and slow, a wide, peaceful undulation moving through the vacuum with infinite patience. The motions are tiny, almost non-existent, but they accumulate over billions of years, like a whisper that shapes mountains, like a thought that reshapes a life, slowly, softly, quietly. You would feel nothing as particles flicker in and out of existence. You would hear nothing as electromagnetic waves move past you from distant galaxies. You would notice nothing as the Higgs field holds your atoms together in perfect consistency. Yet reality would continue to move through you, no matter how far you drift, no matter how quiet the darkness becomes. you remain embedded in the quantum structure of everything. This structure is not fragile. It is not unstable. It is the most reliable thing in existence. Quantum laws do not change. They do not weaken. They do not break. They are the same everywhere. In the heart of a star, they determine the pressure and temperature that allow nuclear fusion to occur. In the core of a black hole, they govern the radiation escaping the event horizon. In your cells, they set the rules for energy transfer and chemical reactions. The universe is a single piece of machinery running on quantum gears, and yet the quantum world remains hidden beneath the surface of everything you see. You need not know its equations to feel its calm. You need not visualize its waves to sense its presence. You are immersed in it every moment of your life. When your thoughts slow, when your eyelids grow heavy, when the tension of the day melts into quiet awareness, your mind begins to drift closer to that gentle hum at the foundation of reality. A hum that has existed since the first moment the universe came into being. A hum that fills every atom and every space between atoms. A hum that holds galaxies together and fuels the flames of stars. A hum that binds you to the world around you in ways both intimate and unimaginable. And somewhere in that rhythm you find peace. Peace in the knowledge that nothing is truly separate. Peace in the understanding that the universe is not a collection of objects, but a continuous, vibrating whole. Peace in the realization that your existence is written in the same language that writes galaxies. You are a quiet oscillation in the field of existence, a unique arrangement of waves and probabilities that will never be repeated. A brief moment of awareness in an endless sea of motion. The quantum breath is not merely physics, it is the pulse beneath consciousness, the whisper beneath thought, the symmetry beneath life. As you relax, as your muscles soften, as your breathing deepens, you align with that pulse more closely than at any other moment. You drift with the rhythm of electrons and the flicker of photons. You settle into the thermal glow of atomic vibrations. You float on the soft, warm tide of molecular motion. You become, for this moment, a part of the quiet stability holding the universe together. And as this chapter comes to a close, you are left with a deeper understanding not in your mind but in your body. Every heartbeat is a quantum act. Every thought is a quantum transition. Every moment of life is a wave passing through the fabric of the universe. You are woven from the smallest breath of reality itself, and this breath continues into the next movement of the cosmic symphony. Long before galaxies took on their spiraling shapes, before stars ignited, before space stretched into the darkness, we know time itself was different. It is difficult to imagine, but the early universe did not experience time the way you do now. There was no before, no after, sequence, no rhythm, only an unfolding, only a transition from pure potential to the first trembling of reality. Time began not as a clock, not as a measurement, but as a relationship between the events that unfolded. It was direction, a flow, a gentle push carried through the newborn universe like the first quiet breeze moving across a still ocean. And even now, billions of years later, that breeze continues. Time is the only dimension you cannot move backward through, the only current that carries everything along in a single flowing direction. But time is not what it seems. To you, time feels fixed, 1 second following another with perfect consistency. But the universe does not experience time this way. Time bends, time stretches, time slows, time accelerates. Time is flexible because time is woven into the fabric of space itself. Every star, every planet, every thought, every breath moves through this fabric, dragging time along with it in subtle, beautiful distortions. Imagine a river. Pour water into it and the flow changes shape. Place a stone in its center and currents form around it. Make the river wider and the water moves more gently. Make it narrow and the current speeds up. Space-time behaves in exactly the same way. Mass slows time, energy curves it, motion stretches it. Gravity carves deep pockets where time moves differently than in the empty void. At the surface of Earth, your clocks tick just a tiny bit slower than clocks floating in orbit, not enough to feel, but enough that GPS satellites must correct for it. If you lived near a black hole, your seconds would stretch. Minutes here would become hours there. A day here might become years in the deeper gravitational well. And yet, from your own perspective, time would feel normal, your heartbeat steady, your breath calm, your thoughts flowing in the same rhythm you've always known. That is the strange duality of time. It bends globally, but feels rigid locally. The universe is filled with pockets where time flows unevenly. At the edge of a neutron star, where gravity crushes matter into densities beyond imagination, time barely moves at all. In the vast emptiness between galaxies, where space expands with gentle uniformity, time flows faster than anywhere else. Galaxies drift through rivers of time with different currents. Stars age at different speeds depending on the gravity around them. Even the expansion of the universe is a form of time-space growing wider, carrying time along with it like a slow, cosmic tide. But beneath these distortions lies a deeper truth. Time is not something the universe has, it is something the universe does. Time is the unfolding of events, the sequence of changes, the rhythm of transformation. Without change, time stops. A frozen universe has no time. A universe with motion, even the tiniest vibration in a quantum field has time. Time is written in the smallest trembling of energy. Time is carried by the faintest vibration. Time is sculpted by the movement of matter and the flow of gravity. It is not an independent entity. It is the shadow of motion, and motion comes from the symphony of forces that guide everything. Your life unfolds inside this symphony. Your memories are shapes made from the flow of time. Your thoughts are moments stacked in sequence. Your actions are paths drawn through space-time. You experience time as a continuous stream, but the universe stores time as geometry. Every event carves a shape into space-time. Every action leaves a trail. Every memory exists because your brain moves through time with consistency. You're a pattern that endures because time flows in one direction. And yet the universe offers a more complicated picture. The past is not gone. It is carved into the geometry of space-time. Its imprint exists as part of the cosmic structure. The future is not created yet. It is a space of potential shapes that quantum fields have not yet collapsed into. The present is a boundary, the thin edge where the universe decides which possibilities become real. And what passes for now is different for every point in space. Your now is not the same as the now of a star 4 billion light years away. The light from that star is ancient, a message from a time long before Earth had trees, oceans, or life. When you look at starlight, you peer through time. You see the universe as it was, not as it is, and every moment you live becomes distant light for someone else in the far future. Time is vast. Time is layered. Time is relative. But time is also personal. Your heartbeat creates a rhythm that defines your sense of time. Your breathing follows a cycle that regulates your awareness. Your mind perceives moments in pulses of neural activity. Inside you is a clock that does not measure seconds, but experience. When you slow down, when you breathe deeply, when you allow your body to fall into rest, time feels different. Moments stretch, thoughts soften, awareness widens, the noise of daily life falls away. You slip into a more natural rhythm, a rhythm closer to the slow, steady beat of the universe itself. Galaxies spin in tranquility. Stars pulse gently in cycles of heat and light. Nebulae drift for thousands of years without rushing. Black holes swallow matter at the pace gravity demands. The universe knows nothing of hurry. It moves with patience older than memory. And as you rest now, you align with that cosmic patience, a calm awareness that does not rush, does not force, does not strain. Time will move exactly as it needs to. You are part of that movement. You are made from the flow of time, your atoms forged in ancient stars, your consciousness emerging from billions of years of cosmic evolution. You carry the story of time within you, and as this chapter ends, you feel it, the deep, gentle truth that your existence is woven into the fabric of time itself. You're not outside the universe. You are one thread in its endless tapestry, one moment in its infinite unfolding, one heartbeat in the rhythm of cosmic time. And yet, for all its grandeur, time is also fragile. It can be stretched, it can be bent, it can be experienced in ways so different that two lives of the same length can feel nothing alike. In moments of fear, seconds feel like hours. In moments of joy, hours feel like seconds. In deep focus, time disappears. In boredom, it grinds slowly forward. Your brain does not simply receive time, it constructs it. Inside your mind, time is not a river. It is a painting constantly redrawn, constantly reframed. Memories are not stored in perfect order. They are rearranged each time you recall them. Moments you never notice fade away. Moments filled with emotion stay bright. Your inner sense of time is shaped not by clocks but by meaning. The universe cares nothing for your appointments, your schedules, your deadlines. It moves at its own pace, slow, deliberate, uninterested in hurry. And yet here you are, a being made of star stuff, trying to fit your life into numbered hours. When you step outside at night, look up at the stars and feel something loosen inside you. Part of that loosening is a shift in how you feel time. The stars remind you that your urgency is not permanent, that your worries are temporary shapes drawn on a canvas billions of years old. Out there, age is measured in the lifetimes of suns. Distance is measured in the travel time of light. Events unfold over millions or billions of years. Compared to that, a single human life is one note in a very long song. Short, but not meaningless. Because every note matters. Every note changes the music. Your life may occupy a brief measure of cosmic time, but it is filled with its own internal infinity of moments, small, personal, but real. A conversation, a quiet walk, a thought that changes you, a feeling you cannot describe but never forget. Inside you, time deepens where meaning gathers. The universe does something similar. There are places in space where time is thin, where nothing much happens for eons. Empty voids where galaxies never formed, where light rarely passes, where the geometry of space-time is simple and quiet. And there are places where time is thick, crowded with events, layered with motion. Star-forming regions filled with turbulence, galactic centers packed with stars, black holes and constant change. In a way, these places are see the difference between a silent room and a busy city. Time flows through both, but the experience of time is different. The same is true for you. Some days feel empty, a blur of routine with no anchor. Other days feel heavy, dense with meaning, etched into memory as if they lasted longer. Those are your thick regions of time. You carry them with you long after the clock has moved on. If you were to look back at your life from a great distance, the way astronomers look at galaxies, you would see not a smooth stream of moments, but clusters, regions of high activity, places where you are changing, growing, feeling deeply. Your life is not a straight line. It is a constellation, a pattern of important moments connected by threads of quiet time. And all of it exists within the flow of cosmic time. The arrow of time points forward because entropy increases, because the universe is moving from order to disorder, from simplicity to complexity, from hot and uniform to cold and structured. But along the way, something beautiful happens. Stars form from simple gas. Planets form from simple dust. Life emerges from simple chemistry. Consciousness arises from simple cells. Time, while marching forward, gives birth to complexity, to stories, to awareness, to meaning. You are one of those meanings. Time did not just create you to pass through it. It created you to experience it. You are how the universe feels time. When you remember a childhood moment, when you imagine your future, you are stretching time inside your mind, connecting past and future in a way no star, no planet, no galaxy can. You can revisit, you can anticipate, you can regret, you can hope. The universe, without you, would simply be. With you, it remembers and dreams. You're a loop between what has happened and what has not yet happened. A bridge of awareness across the river of time. And as you rest now, as your mind softens and your thoughts slow, you stand gently on that bridge. Behind you, memories begin to blur into something calm. Ahead of you, the future loosens its grip. You move closer to the present moment, the only place where time truly lives. The present is not a single instant. It is a field, a wide, quiet space where your awareness can rest. Here, the weight of the past grows lighter. The pressure of the future fades away. Here, your breath is enough. The sound around you is enough. The feeling of your body resting where it is enough. Time continues to flow around you, carrying galaxies with it, stretching space, aging stars, but for a while, you do not need to follow. You can float. You can let yourself rest in a small timeless pocket of your own. It is not that time stops. It is that you step out of the effort to control it. You let go. And in that letting go, you match the universe's own wisdom. Because time, on the larger scale, is not controlled. It is allowed. The universe does not force its rhythm, it accepts it. Stars are born when conditions are right. They die when fuel runs out. Galaxies collide when their paths cross. Black holes grow when matter falls toward them. All of it unfolds as it must. You too are allowed to exist in that same acceptance. You're allowed to take up your small place in the unfolding of time without needing to rush it. You are allowed to breathe at your own pace, to heal at your own pace, to grow at your own pace. Time will carry you either way. You can ride it in fear, or you can rest into its current with trust. Billions of years from now, the stars you see tonight will have changed. Some will die, some will be replaced, some will move far beyond your horizon. The galaxy itself will evolve, its spiral arms reshaped by new orbits, and time will continue. The universe is patient. As you drift towards sleep, you're invited into that same patience. Nothing urgent, nothing forced, nothing expected. Only this, a body resting in the dark, a mind softening into stillness, a heart beating at its own quiet pace. And around all of that, an ocean of time stretching outward in every direction. You're safe within that ocean. You're carried by that ocean. You're made from that ocean. And for tonight, you do not need to understand it. You only need to float. Let time do what it has always done. Move, flow, unfold. You do not have to. Not now. Now you're allowed to close your eyes, release your grip on past and future, and fall gently into the deepest rhythm of all. Rest. The universe will continue its symphony. The stars will continue their cycles. The galaxies will continue their journeys. And you will sleep inside the music of time. There is a moment, after exploring the stars, after tracing the waves of gravity, after breathing with the quantum world, and floating along the currents of time, when you begin to realize something profound. The universe is not out there. You carry it inside you. Every wave, every field, every vibration, every trembling atom, every breath of time, all of it exists within you just as surely as it exists around you. You are not a witness standing beneath the cosmos. You are a continuation of the same story. A story that began when the first quantum fluctuations trembled in the darkness. A story that flowed into the formation of galaxies. A story that moved through stars and nebulae and dust and world after world until, somehow, it reached this moment, this quiet, gentle moment where you are listening. When people imagine the universe, they think of distance, vast stretches of blackness between specks of light. But the real distance is not out there. It is between you and your own awareness of what you are. You're not small. You're not insignificant. You're not separate. Your atoms were born in stars. Your consciousness is shaped by the flow of time. Your body vibrates with quantum life. Your thoughts float on electromagnetic waves. Your existence is woven from fields that fill the entire universe. You are made from the universe awakening. And somewhere near this realization, something begins to change. You stop seeing the cosmos as cold, silent, indifferent, and start seeing it as a vast breathing organism carrying you along with infinite patience. You begin to notice that space is not empty. It is supportive. It holds everything gently in the curvature of its fabric. You begin to see that time is not a threat. It is a gift, the canvas on which your existence is slowly painted. You begin to understand that the waves of the universe are not outside you. They move through you continuously like tides in a quiet harbour. You are never alone in the dark. The universe surrounds you with its music every moment. Even now, as your breath grows softer, as your body loosens, as your mind gently drifts, you feel it, the soft gravity pulling you inward toward rest. The universe is singing to itself through you. Every heartbeat is an echo, every thought a flicker, every moment a wave travelling outward into the vastness. And when you close your eyes, something beautiful happens. You become indistinguishable from the universe. Your boundaries dissolve, your awareness expands. Your sense of I grows quieter, softer, lighter. You drift into a space that feels both familiar and impossibly ancient. A space where you're not thinking, not remembering, not worrying. You're simply existing as a tiny, quiet vibration in the infinite sea of being. The universe does not need words to communicate with you. It speaks in calm, in stillness, in the slow unfolding of the night. And you understand it because you are made from the same stars, the same waves, the same fields, the same time. As you sink deeper now, you feel a strange sense of returning, as if sleep is not an escape, but a way of entering back into the ocean you came from. The universe holds you in the same way a calm sea holds a drifting leaf, effortlessly, patiently, completely. Everything you have learned in this cosmic journey about waves, about fields, about gravity, about quantum life, about time leads here. To this moment, to this breath, to this gentle awareness of your place in the grand unfolding story. And the story does not end. Even now, as your eyes grow heavy, as your mind begins to drift, as sleep opens its quiet doors, the universe continues its endless music. Stars continue to burn, galaxies continue to rotate, black holes continue to hum, quantum waves continue to shimmer, time continues to unfold, and you in this moment of rest are part of all of it. You do not vanish when you sleep. You return to the deeper rhythms of the universe. Your breath slows into harmony. Your mind settles into silence. Your body aligns with gravity's cradle. Your heart beats in time with everything. Nothing is required of you now. Nothing is expected. Nothing is urgent. You may let go completely. Let yourself drift like stardust on a gentle wind. Let your thoughts fade into the background like distant galaxies. Let your awareness soften like twilight over a quiet horizon. You are safe here. You are held here. You are part of something vast, ancient, and endlessly unfolding. And as you fall into the depth of sleep, the universe does not stop. It continues to breathe around you. It continues to carry you through its tides. It continues to weave you into its story. You are a moment in the eternal song, a vibration in the cosmic field, a spark in the darkness learning to understand itself. And as the final chapter closes, one truth remains. You are the universe experiencing itself through the quiet miracle of your existence. Rest now in that truth. Let the music of the cosmos hold you. The journey is complete. The universe is still here, and you are still part of it. Sleep well, child of the stars. The night is yours.